Hi, kindergartners. It's Mrs. Michelle. Oh my goodness. I only get to call you kindergartners for 6 more days. This is your last week of being a kindergartner. How exciting. It's time to shine and really show all the things that you've learned this year. And one of the things that we learned a lot about is writing a narrative. Remember, a narrative is a story about you, something that happened in your life. Well, I found this story called My Crazy Dog, and right underneath it says My Narrative Essay. It's by Darcy Pattison. The illustrations are Ewan O'Neill. Let's take a peek and read this narrative story together. Today, Mrs. Shirky said, "You must write a narrative essay." A narrator tells stories, so a narrative essay tells something that happened, real or imaginary. Last month, my cousin Nellie and I each got a dog and a cat. Crazy things have happened since I got my dog, Clark Kent, and my cat, Barbie. Maybe I could tell about Clark Kent getting shots. I will try to remember about getting ready for the veterinarian. Look at how he's thinking about his topic and what he's going to write about. He's thinking about when Clark Kent had to go get shots. He's going to tell that story, that narrative. Let's find out what happened. First, Clark slipped on the kitchen floor and spilled Barbie's cat food. Meow, clatter, crash. Clark Kent needs his shots. That's Mom talking. And then he's thinking about the things that he's seeing right now in his story, in his mind. He's seeing the kitchen and running and cat food. And he's hearing crash and clatter and meow. And he's even using his sense of smell to smell cookies baking in the oven. And he can taste those cookies. And he's feeling that slick floor that the dog slid on and crashed. So all of these things that he's thinking about will help him to write a narrative. He can put that in his story. Then he woke up baby Ruth. "Shh! The baby is sleeping," said Mom. So now he's thinking about in this narrative, he's seeing the hallway, he's seeing the baby room, he's hearing crying and barking and wah and woof and shh. And he's smelling baby powder, but he's not tasting or feeling anything right now. Oh my goodness, lots of things happening. Next, Clark ran outside and hears someone saying, "Look out!" I think that might be Dad. And then he sees a swish. So he can hear the running, he can hear the swish. Goodness. He knocked over the bird feeder. And the boy's saying, "No!" And the dog says, "Thunk!" And now he's seeing the blue bird feeder, and he's hearing the birds squawk and a thunk, and he can smell the wind with the trees and feel the grass under his feet because he came out into the yard. Goodness, what a story. Stop! And look where the dog's going. After that, he tried to jump across the fish pond, but he got wet. So now he's seeing the fish pond and the goldfish, and he's hearing the splash, and he's smelling the wet fur. Oh my, that is a smell. Finally, he tried to hide under the porch. Pant! Oh my goodness. So he sees eyes shining under the porch, and he hears the pant, and he smells the wet fur and the wet dirt and the sweat. Can't taste anything, but he can feel the wet cool, slick fur. That's where I caught him and put his leash on him. We took Clark Kent to the vet and to get his shots. And Mom's saying, we leave in 10 minutes. And you hear the leash go click. Mrs. Shirky said, good writing means choosing the right details. And he's thinking, wow, I have a good memory. I have lots of great words and details to choose from. He sure does. He remembered how that story happened. So here is his story, My Crazy Dog. And these are all the things that he thought about and the order that it went in. And it says, Clark Kent needs his shots, Mom said. Okay, I said, I will get the leash. When Clark Kent saw the leash, he ran. First, Clark slid across the slick tile in the kitchen and slammed into Barbie's food bowl. Crash, clatter, meow. The cat food flipped up into Mom's bowl of chocolate chip cookie dough. Next, Clark clattered down the hallway. Come back, I yelled. Shh, Mom said. The baby is... Woof, 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 said Clark. Wah, wah, cried baby Ruth. Clark raced through the living room and straight for the door. He's going to crash, I thought. Instead, Clark burst through the curtain and onto the deck. Right away, Clark jumped at a bluebird. Clark missed and fell against the bird feeder. Clunk! Next, Clark raced to look at the orange goldfish in the pond. He fell in, and Clark Kent dripped water everywhere. I chased him. To get away, Clark leapt over the fish pond. Splash! His back legs landed in the pond. Now he was wetter than ever. Clark shook and shook. Then I was wetter too. Finally, Clark Kent trotted under the porch. I thought if I walked up and hid the leash behind my back, he wouldn't run. Clark lay on the sandy dirt and panted. His fur was slick, muddy, and smelly. It was cozy under the porch. I pulled my dog into my lap, and we looked at the puffy clouds in the sky. It had been a good chase. From the doorway, Mom called, we leave in 10 minutes. I hosed off Clark, also changed clothes. That's how we got Clark Kent to the vet's office on time.